Hi, we're here with Luke Donald here at Wrigley Field, home of the Chicago Cubs. Luke, why don't you tell us what you're doing here today, throwing out the pitch from what I understand?
Yeah, throwing out the first pitch and singing the 7th-inning stretch. So a double header, as they'd say in baseball terms.
So being ranked, that you're ranked, 22nd in the FedEx Cup points and also 10th in the world, do you find this to be more pressure, a lot of pressure on you to sing?
Singing is going to be more pressure, I think. I might have to have a couple of beers before I do that. But yeah, like teeing up a golf ball in front of 20, 30,000 fans watching isn't that nerve-wracking. But I think singing in front of 40,000 people is going to be a little bit more nerve-wracking. So hopefully I don't mess up, but we'll give it a good shot.
Speaking of your game, currently you're ranked number 1 in sand saves, and also you've had 5 top 10 finishes this year. Going into the FedEx Cup, what are you doing to prepare to keep that momentum going?
Well, the same things I do every week. I'm really just being very diligent about my practice, been evaluating the game, how I played the week before, what I need to improve on. Last week I didn't play very well at the PGA. I really struggled with my short game, so this week I'll be doing a lot of work on the short game. But just going in there with a lot of confidence, knowing that I've had a good year and something to build on.
Speaking of the PGA Championship, what are your thoughts on the whole bunker gate issue with Dustin Johnson?
Well, it's a tough one. Obviously, in the heat of the moment, you sometimes don't think very clearly. It didn't really look like a bunker, but I guess in the end, it has to come down to the player having responsibility, and if he's not sure if it's a bunker or not, if the ball is on sand, then you have to kind of ask whether it's a hazard or not a hazard. But it's a very unfortunate situation. I feel bad for Dustin. To happen at that point in time was very tough.
And in terms of your equipment, how often do you change it up in your bag? I mean, have you put anything new into play? Will you be putting anything new in play?
Well, I've been trying some new Mizuno irons that I'll probably work with a little bit at the end of the season and probably put into play next year. I usually use 1 set per year. I change my wedges out a little bit more with the new groove rule. I change those out every couple months, but I try not to tinker too much. I have really good equipment with Mizuno, and just more for aesthetics to play some new clubs is when I change them.
Do you think the groove rule has made up, has lived up to the hype that it was meant to be? Because since there's a lot of players that have broken 60 this year.
Yeah, probably not. In terms of the skill, the players out there are pretty skillful, and the grooves made a little bit of difference. The guys who had better technique, obviously it didn't affect them so much, but obviously we're at the mercy of weather too, and if it rains around the tournament week and the greens are soft, then people are going to be able to stop the ball no matter what.
So let me ask you, are you still painting? And if so, what is your favorite subject matter, and what type of style do you like to do?
To be honest, I haven't done many paintings in the last couple of years. I've really been concentrating on the golf. Recently, my wife and I had a baby 6 months ago, so that's taken up a lot of time. But I used to paint from photos I enjoyed looking at, and I actually did a baseball painting once. Sports in motion was kind of what my theme was.
Well, great. Thanks a lot for your time, Luke.